I will still be chaotic, I will still fight for all the women around me, and I will be even louder than ever. Even if y'all think that I'm not a girl's girl, I know that I'm a girl's girl at heart, and that's enough for me. I know that I'm kind.
Hun, you can say whatever you want, but your actions is really, again, going to show what it truly is. That one right there
Girly, girly, girly pop.
is a fact, Wagwan. Is a fact. But that's what I'm saying. Seriously. And this is what, Miss Maki Talking is saying too. You can say this, Jazz, but it's really just actually what your actions show and what rhetoric you put out. And obviously within this hypocrisy, this little bad you done, obviously being on the girls' go trip trying to uplift the girly pops, the women. She looks like she follows her god taxes every year. You need to show it better. I'm telling you. That's what it just will be. For the Huns, the babes, and of course,
Girly, girly, girly pop.
the girly pops. You've seen title and thumbnail. She needs no introduction. Miss Tan, I guess we're talking about you once again. Whether it be the girl's girl persona, the hating on the bros, or the apology. Because better yet, the backstory. If you've seen in the last video we covered on Miss Tan by Miss Kelly Scholas. Shout out Hun, you go share the love. You already know. You know what I mean? We were talking about her apology, and I'll say it's mixy, as usual with all these type of Jones, or messy with some others. But anyway, on that, yeah, her apology definitely better than Miss Dow's. Yeah, quite literally anything could be better than hers. And then, yeah, the only thing comparable to that is avocado. Yeah, Lala Sadi, Miss Sadi's truth video. Yeah, those are pretty horrible. But yeah, still not good enough, you see. It could be more on the genuine tip, but how genuine is it? Well, that's what we were trying to see. But yeah, even still with Miss Tan, it seems like we were not done eating her up yet. Tough, because another one of the Huns have thrown her hats into the ring, so you know we got to cover that boy for the drama slops and, of course, the tease. So let me not waste no more time. Trilly talks everything. Trilly does indeed have everything every single time. Let's get right into it. Of course, shout out to Hun, new one on the page, Miss Maki Talking. Already know we got sure to love. Maki Talking, Trill Talks Everything. Hey, the Yap sessions are about to be in session. You already know. We got the psychological truth behind Jazmine Tan's apology and girl's girl persona. And we really quoting that boy. We got, of course, if you guys want to watch the OG video, down in the description, that first link, should all love with the love of babe, Miss Maki Talking. And let's see what we are working with, because with Miss Tan, yeah, it never seems to be quite the best stuff.
Hi, I'm Jazmine. Some people call me Jazzy, and I have been a content creator for over a year now. And guess what? I fucked up. Like this morning, I saw this girl in my Pilates class, right? That goes to Pilates class after she drops her kids to school in the morning. And she was like, bitch, what are you talking about? I'm 21.
Hold on, whatever, do that comment.
It's to school in the morning. And she was like, bitch, what are you talking about?
A real girl's girl doesn't shame a 21-year-old woman for looking old. Notice she never addressed any of the criticism she's gotten. She probably wants to keep her viewers in the dark. Until that apology came.
I'm 21.
We couldn't find any pins.
She looks like she files her goddamn taxes every year.
For ugly girls, and then search for ugly boys.
Yo, I'm telling you, the TikTok I talk about all the time too. It's like, why are you pushing these ideals on your little sis, hun? You're putting bad perceptions on her for, like, you know what I'm saying, the bros for the men out there. You already know. Nah, seriously though, this bad works and bad optics for the bros, because you're generalizing all men to be bad or all men to be ugly, and it's like, yo, it's just not true, baby. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely on the generalization tip of, like, you know, all men act the same. It's the same thing with the babes. Yo, what do I say all the time too? Juice WRLD, second favorite artist of all time. You already know. First, Uzi, baby. But yo, Juice WRLD, one of his literally, I think it's like top 5, if not like top 3 biggest songs of all time. All girls are the same. Is that true? Indeed, it is not. It is not true at all. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there are some Huns with definitely brighter, bigger, way more interest at heart, you know what I'm saying, best interest, than others. Trust me, we've covered a lot of these influencer girly pops, and some of these just straight troglodyte witches. Denims, we are looking at you. Yoko! Yoko!
I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants. No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, they're bad. But yeah, trying to put that perception onto all the trying to put the perception of this, like, you know what I'm saying, of all the bros and generalizing like this, their little sis, definitely not the best ideals to be putting on her on.
There's actual results. There's actual Goggly Boys results.
And the worst apology award goes to, well, the
Call it. I knew it. I was about to say Colleen Ballinger. Miranda sings. Because yeah, nothing is. I quite literally do not think anything can beat this. Like, yeah, this boy's real bad, bad. Like, man.
killer still wins. But the second place definitely goes to Jazmine Tan. The girl's girl.
Nah, I've seen worse. Trust me. Actually, hold on. I gotta scan the page. We just covered someone just did like the worst John ever seen. Like, hold on. It literally just. Well, was it Melissa the Kims? I mean, their job was bad. They quite literally, like, yo. See, now I gotta start ranting about Amethyst, bro. See, this is the job, bro. I'm talking fully maxed out on the stats on some Yoko beat. It's really bad, yo. Pathological liar. Ooh, 10 out of 10. Victim complex. Ooh, 10 out of 10. I ain't gonna lie. Ooh, hefty on this one, too. Cry bully. Definitely 10 out of 10. Might be pushing 11. And y'all already know. 15 out of 10. Never taking accountability. Never. Yeah, so it probably was Melissa and the Kims, because honestly, yeah. Their response, apology, whatever the fuck that was supposed to be. Terrible.
Your older sis is now shaming a girl for looking older and promoting social standards as just being a girl. But I think unpacking her apologies, it's a really interesting move since it gives us interesting information to look. Let's talk about Jazmine Tan. Hi, welcome back. I'm Maki. I'm not really a fan of her, but I definitely came across her content.
Hi, baby girlies. Hello, baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girlies.
And I see two main topics that should be talked about. The girl's identity and her apology, which is my favorite. You can learn a lot about this apology, how to not do it, and how to actually change. So let's unpack this. Who is Jazmine Tan?
Airport skincare. I'm so excited to introduce you to my very first brand collab. Ooh, so pretty.
Jazmine Tan is an influencer that regularly posts things about beauty content, like makeup tutorials, shorts, and tips. Her content targets young audience because she calls herself like an older sis. And nothing makes me want to talk more than mental health, feminism, and content creators targeting young audiences. Her now deleted.
I say it all the time. What is the main demographic? It's always gonna be jits. They got the most time on their hands. Gullible too. Just the idolization thing. Talk about that too. You cannot idolize your favorite content creator, streamer, TikToker, rapper, singer, whatever. You're not do this, you know.
Video about how a girl that is still in college look older than her, and in her words, mother of two and feeling taxes.
She's still in school. She's 21. Why does she look like a mother of
two who files her goddamn taxes every year? Girly pop.
girly pop?
Oh my god, it's always gonna get me.
Two who responsibly files her goddamn taxes every year.
And this is a direct contradiction with her girl's persona and her critical comments about other women's appearance, because she criticized a woman for her own appearance.
That's what I'm saying. Like, something obviously you cannot change in this job. Well, actually, you can change it. Obviously, this is a whole nother thing I say about min-maxing your build and obviously video game terms, if you don't know what that means, which is basically like doing the best with what you've got, especially on the tip of like working out and like your physical appearance. So you can get to your max best looking build, but after that there is no other way to like look like someone else. Like, you can only just be the max version of yourself. A lot of heads assume that especially with these, you know what I'm saying, influencer girly pops, that they're gonna look like them by following all their different advice or tips or eating habits. You know what I'm saying? And think that they're gonna look just like them, so perfect, so great. Like, yo, it's bad optics to put out there. Like, it's just not good at do this genre. And it's the same thing with the rhetoric, like putting out this type of mindset to, like, you know what I'm saying, be negative and think and generalize that all bros, that all men is bad, especially putting on your little sister who obviously is still young and impressionable, and like, you know, this type of rhetoric obviously can do very negative things to her mental and how she perceives the world, like in the future. It's not good.
She literally kind of bullied her. Like, was it necessary to say those things? It was so mean. So let's see why is this happening from a psychological perspective. Why a girl that is proclaimed a girl's is doing such a harmful comment on another girl. So let's see why. Saying things like, she looks like a mother of two doing taxes, or saying things like there are only ugly boys on Pinterest, not ugly girls. Because yes, there's a video that is not deleted yet that she said this same thing.
We couldn't find any pins.
For ugly girls, and then search for ugly boys. There's actual results.
In both of these videos reflect an internalization
it's real life
of
like,
social
yo, what did she say fuck me for?
comparison culture, often framed as soft misogyny masked as humor. In my opinion, real girls support girls, avoid unnecessary criticism about how their appearance and how they look, and uplift others, especially when they like what they are doing. When an influencer makes superficial comments, it suggests performative solidarity, aligning with feminism and supportness as a brand, not as a consistent behavior. This gap between branding and behavior is what audiences perceive as fake apologies, or hypocritical, because her apology doesn't acknowledge this type of contradiction that she's doing. And I truly believe she kinda doesn't know it, because she said that deep inside herself, she knows she's a girl's girl on her apologies.
The boss says it all the time. Every time. Miss Tan, you can say you're a girl's girl, but actions speak louder than words, hun. We would like you to show it more. Some of this rhetoric, not really showing it that much.
So I know she's not realizing. She doesn't acknowledge her contradiction, because on the apology video, she said,
This is what I say all the time too, with the patterns of behavior, yo. You have to acknowledge the factor that you made a mistake, and this is why I bring it up with freaking Miss Dow, Claire Dow, you know what I'm saying, all the time too, because she's like a perfect example of this. You have to acknowledge that you made a mistake in order to obviously grow and change and do better and become a better person, and put out more positive vibes and not make these mistakes anymore. You have to acknowledge you made that mistake. With Miss Dow, she's literally directly saying in that apology vid, I'm not going to apologize because I don't feel like I did anything wrong. Okay, so then how are you gonna grow and change and do better and not get into more controversy? Oh wait, she didn't. She rage baited her audience for the next month. It's like, bro, oh my god.
she believed that she's a girl's girl, even though no one believes on her. And she also talked about how much followers she has. For every one hater, there are 10 supporters supporting her back. And yeah, you're not acknowledging anything. But we're going to the apology in some minutes actually. So about internalized misogyny, let's see what some studies has to say about this and how the people that have internalized misogyny act, especially women, right? According to Me Versus Other Girls, Internalized Misogyny and Rape Myth Acceptance in 2023, says that internalized misogyny includes devaluating women, distrusting women, and gender bias favoring men. It often manifests in women through direct competition, judgmental of other women's looks, or perpetuating beauty norms. She thinks she's uplifting girls when she say that only girls are pretty and boys, there exist boys that are ugly. But she's actually making
there's no point in even trying to make this distinction here. You can just show love to everyone. Of course, the girly pops, the lover babes, the Huns. We already know the Huns is gorgeous, pretty, beautiful. We know that. But also the bros, you can share love with them too. The bros is handsome, you know what I'm saying? The bros out here looking sharp, we good. I don't understand, why, what's the point of putting, you know what I'm saying, the bros down and obviously uplifting the girly pops when you could just uplift everyone? Therefore, we putting out more positive vibes in the world and not creating another factor of negativity. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
judgmental standards for a woman. Only boys can look ugly in her eyes, but a woman is not allowed to be ugly. A woman should be pretty. So men have that opportunity to look ugly in others' eyes and to be responsible and look like they are doing taxes or look tired. But a woman shouldn't look like that. And that message is harmful. Internalized misogyny isn't just hating women. It's a subconscious adoption of sexist values often directed to women. These judgmentals are typically based on appearance, conformity, or femininity standards that are used to uplift women that fit in those standards that are men-aligned dominated. This contradiction with being a girl's girl and doing this type of harmful comments often reflects ambivalence, not necessarily with malicious intent, but it's a really dangerous message since she said that she's a
See, that's the part where I question it, because it didn't, like, the question is the nuance of the maliciousness, because it's like, I don't think it's malicious on a factor that she want, like, you know, all bros to be attacked or some John, but it's more or less the maliciousness in which she knows that this is like a pander and or a grift more or less than it is like, yo, her truly being a girl's girl, and, you know what I'm saying, being an advocate, especially for women and girly pops to, you know, feel more confident with themselves, be that boss bitch. Don't be saying that to the girly pops, but y'all know what I mean. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why, again, what's the point of putting down the bro? There's no point to that when you can just, especially, again, share love with the babes, but also share love with the bros, but you don't have to put anyone down. And then she's hypocritical on this whole girl's girl persona because she was criticizing a girly pop for no reason. Like, yo,
girl and try to target that type of young female audience, and at the same time she's reinforcing this type of ideas on their brains. Scientific studies
again, gullible, impressionable, so obviously this type of rhetoric, they could like really be psyoped on this boy. Unfortunately, glazing FD
confirm that internalized misogyny manifests with subtle judgments, competition with other women, and critical commentary on femininity. In Jazmine Tan's case, this might explain why her public girl persona may feel conflicted. So now let's go with apology. Why does it feel so fake, and why do I think it's fake? In my opinion. And why does she get like a mean girl vibes?
And I have been a content creator for over a year now. And guess what? I fucked up. I'm taking full
you really might have, hon.
responsibility for all the mistakes that I made last year. Just like you, I am human and I'm not perfect. And I make mistakes. Sometimes I yap a lot and sometimes things get taken out of context and
Yeah, well, I can agree with you on that, hon. Me too.
and sometimes I say the wrong things. So I'm sorry if it offended any of my baby girlies. It was never my intention. I guess my platform grew so fast that it didn't quite hit me yet how much impact it had on people. I didn't quite realize that I was also growing a group of younger audiences as well. And it's pretty hard trying to balance being creative and staying exciting and relevant while also being mindful of how it would be perceived. Just like you guys, every day I'm still growing and I'm still learning. I'm still navigating adulthood and I'm forever
See, this is what happens, again, pros and cons of the slops. Like, now that I see things more, I just start analyzing it more, and I like there's just like more questions here that I have to ask. Because like at first I didn't really care about her doing the get ready with me, and maybe I'm dick eating, I'll keep it a buck. Again, the girly pops know. Let me know if I'm dick eating. Truly glossary. Dick eating basically means like, yo, like if I'm doing too much. But like anyway. Like, one, I don't know if the get ready with me is needed if you're trying to make a serious apology, especially on the genuine tip. But sidebarring that, let's say forget it. Scripted or not, I don't give a fuck at this point, bro. Like, well, maybe I do. It really kind of depends. If your shit is just like, dude, you're just straight reading off a Google Doc on some Frogan at the end of the fucking content cop shit. Like, dude, fuck off. But anyway, I don't know. I just analyze it more. Again, I think this John is way better than like Clara Dow's and like Lawless C's John, but like, I don't know. Maybe I'm really just eating.
evolving. Girl, I have only just developed my frontal lobe. So give a girl a break, you know? But moving forward, I will be a whole lot more mindful on the messages I send across in my videos. I will still be chaotic, I will still fight for all the women around me, and I will be even louder than ever. Even if y'all think that I'm not a girl's girl, I know that I'm a girl's girl at heart, and that's enough for me. I know that I'm kind.
Hun, you can say whatever you want, but your actions is really, again, going to show what it truly is. That one right there
Girly pop.
is a fact, Wagwan. Is a fact. But that's what I'm saying. Seriously. And this is what, Miss Maki Talking is saying too. You can say this, Jazz, but it's really just actually what your actions show and what rhetoric you put out. And obviously within this hypocrisy, this little bad you done, obviously being on the girl trip trying to uplift the girly pops, the women. She looks like she follows her goddamn taxes every year. You need to show it better. I'm telling you. That's what it just will be.
And I take really good care of the people around me. And for every one hater that decides to leave a hate comment, there's at least 10 people who has my back. And that's enough to keep me going.
Jazmine Tan's defensiveness in her apology, saying like, I'm just a girl and let me be, is a common psychological reaction known as
What about to say? Yeah, there's bricks in the basement, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I'm enough of that. Hun, we also can't do this either. Trust me. Y'all know how Trilly gets down. Trilly, Truly the panderer. I ain't gonna lie. Truly the panderer. Loves the babes, loves the girly pops. But we cannot be absolving and or trying to lessen in criticism because a hun is a girly pop. Let's keep it a bean. Because the hun is a whammon. Nah. Like, you gotta take accountability for this. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a fuck what your race, gender, sexuality. I don't give a fuck about none of that. If you did a bad, that shit needs to be addressed, baby. Accountability needs to be taken, baby. That's a stamped in. Yeah, I know it. For sure. Anyway.
Identity threat, in my opinion, and let me explain why. When someone's self-concept feels threatened, for example, if I say I'm a kind girl and then someone posts a video of me being mean to someone and not being kind, this actually contradiction about myself.
Yeah, like that would just be a blatant hypocrisy. It's like the rhetoric you're putting out is not matching what your actions are doing and showing. It's like,
I will just reframe it to maybe feel better, for example. But this challenged your idea of who you are as a person. So rather to start being like open to see, okay, maybe I'm not the person that I said I was, you start feeling attacked. So you react defensiveness rather than reflective. This is now in psychology.
And this is what John be saying too, bro. This is why I freaking, yo, I love watching Joe Bart videos, Joe Bart philosophy, and why I always say the thing that he says, yo, the person you are right now, I know Trilly repeats himself, yaps himself, but I really want to step it in, especially for heads that are new. Like, yo, these the Jones heads you really need to understand. But the you are right now is not going to be the same you a year from now. The you are right now is not the same you that you were a year ago. Everyone is able to broaden their perspectives, you know, obviously look at life from, you know, different people's shoes and all that type of, you know, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. Like, you're going to be able to, like, open up more and all that type of beats. And obviously within that, understand if you, some people will feel attacked within getting criticism and or hate, even though genuine criticism, yeah, nah, we need to start feeling open about that. Anyway, sidebarring, like, I understand heads can feel attacked and like don't want to be feeling like, yo, people are against them and all that type of beat, but at the same time, I also say you have to be objective. I say this like all the time. Like, you gotta be able to be like, all right, like, yo, did I really do a bad? Like, yo, what are the mistakes? Like, what are the genuine mistakes I made, and how can I obviously remedy those things? How can I obviously do better, not make those mistakes anymore, and or if it's possible, fix the mistakes that we're making? Like, you know what I mean? But Miss Tan, you just kept pushing it on. You just kept doing it. Because right after, she had that one, oh man, hold on. Let me see if I can find it in this chat. She had that one, that one TikTok. Hold on. Where'd it go? Miss Tan, where did you go on that list? Hold on. Sheesh, when was this? Like, yo, like a week ago or something? Oh, yeah, it was right here. Okay, bad. Hold on. Factor, like, I'm able to reference mad things. Yo, bro. Bro, what is going on here, bro? The cloneception. But she had this one TikTok where she was sitting in a chair, and this was like after the apology and John, and I'm like, yo, hun, you're kind of putting out like the same rhetoric on, like, was it this one, or was it the one where she was,
Finally, a man who's within my league.
oh, my yep, mentality yep, or some shit? Yep. Like, hold on. Bingo.
Finally, a man who's within my league.
Oh, even worse, within her league. Jazmine, hun. Yo, nigga, you need to stop copying me. And nigga, you're not funny. This nigga might be a little funny. Man, fuck you, bruh. You're batting in the major leagues, huh? We're only in the minors. My bad. Yo, there's no way I'm saying this bullshit. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna cap. Yo, said, nah, bro. You in the minors, bro. We batting in the majors. I feel it. But, like, yo, that's... But yeah, like,
extremely
you can see,
real.
You can see it's the same type of rhetoric. There was like another one where she was sitting in a chair. Was it this one? No. Okay, no, wait. This was the one about the concerts thing and like going out to the club and shit. I was like, yo, bro, that's cringe. Where is the one where she's sitting in the chair? Cause that shit. Cause she was talking about how like, yeah, more or less like the dude. Oh wait, is it this one? And then about like a fucking Oreo milk. Nah.
The audacity to just take me.
Oh, yeah, you're so happy, all that, bro, and then your true colors gonna come out. I'm never falling for that shit, bro. It's never happening.
Hey, this man did not plan a single thing. He had the audacity to just take me to a random hot pot place. I literally sat there and looked.
And keep in mind, this is after her apology and all that shit. This is after that. Which is still on that tip. Like, yo, she was more or less just apologizing to the girly pop. She wasn't even apologizing to the bros. So you can see how, again, rhetoric. Like, yo, it's not getting fixed. It's really not getting addressed. It's like, hun, this is exactly why. criticism's still there. You feel me? Like,
as self-verification theory. People seek validation from others about their own opinion of themselves, and when it's conflicted, they feel threatened. Her tone may come as dismissive, but it's because she's not only defending herself from that comment, she's defending herself from the identity she has about her, the identity that she proclaimed have, being a girl's girl. This makes it harder to acknowledge when you do something wrong, because accepting that will be also accepting and denying who she thinks she is. Her apology looks fake, because in my opinion,
which I could totally understand the factor of like, yeah, it's like, yo, heads are telling me I'm not who I think I am. Like, yo, who are they to tell me that, John, bro? Like, I know who I am. I don't know. Like, yo, I understand heads are gonna be like that, John, but you gotta like be able to open up and be able to see, or at least try to see yourself, your actions, your rhetoric, the things you're saying from someone else's perspective. This is literally why, again, putting yourself in someone else's shoes like exists as a concept and as like a social concept that people talk about, because it's like, yo, you gotta be able to like, all right, from their position, how would they feel? You know what I'm saying? From where they stand and from where they're viewing this, how would they feel? From what position of life they're in, how would they feel about this? From this rhetoric, how could this affect? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to think about these, Johns, and just like within how she's going, it's just like, straight down, they're not telling me nothing. I'm definitely a girl's girl. I'm for the Huns, like. But then, you gotta, again, if that's really true, you have to put out better, like, rhetoric. Of course, he's, not in a hypocritical, we should definitely X that out. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be hating on some of the Huns' appearances, especially if you're a girl's girl. But especially to that, too, like, not hating on the bros directly, because it's like, where's that adding to? Like, yo, Hun, if you want to be a girl's girl, a boss bitch, gonna need you to show love and be someone that people would want to look up to, more or less, even though, again, no idolization, John, but want to look up to and be like, yo, this is somebody that a ton of people, and I hate it, this is like a clout tip, but like, if we're being honest, like, bro, because bears social shit too, but like someone that people can look up to, someone that people be like, yo, this person, everyone likes them, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, they're well respected, all this type of beat, like, yo, you want to be on that type, and that's by everyone, not just specifically the, you know what I'm saying, the girly pops because you're a girl's girl, but also just like the bros too, because everyone can just respect her. What?
Yes, but it's just my opinion. She doesn't do any of the steps that are necessary to do when you have to change something about yourself. I think one of the first things everyone noticed when I went into the comments on her apology is that she never mentioned any of the things she did wrong, and she went straight to
Sounds like not taking accountability.
Justification of her actions. These behaviors are not used by people that really want to change something and take that responsibility, as she said.
I am taking full responsibility for all the mistakes that I made last year. Just like you, I am human.
But that's not true. Again, you're still putting out unrealistic relationship standards. You're still putting out unrealistic, just general standards. Like, because again, that stuff with the bros, with your little sister and John, like, yo, is every bro ugly in this world? No. Is every girly pop ugly in this world? No. Like, what are we doing?
And I'm not perfect. And I make mistakes.
So what does it take to...
And that's fair, because that's something I say all the time, too. There is no such thing as a perfect person. There's no such thing as a perfect human. No such thing as a perfect individual. Everyone has their own flaws in their own ways. And especially on the content creator tip, if you idolize a favorite content creator or something, they're not going to be showing you that on screen. For the most part, because... here we are. The T. Anyway, but like, yeah, for the most part, yeah, you're only gonna see the sunshines and rainbows and Johns. So like, you can't imagine these people as perfect, because the only thing you're pretty much gonna see from most heads is perfection. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, unless you're truly the sloppiest fucking slop ever. Sloppy! Lovely, baby. Anyway, awesome John like that. Anyway, slop tuber beat, you know what I'm saying? Shout out more Pegasus Y and Science. But anyway, again, sidebar. It's like, yo, this is just not the type of Jones you want to do, because again, it's just hypocritical. And again, once more to that, how does this overall share the love? It doesn't.
Change according to psychology, which are the steps, and this is going to be according to behavior change theories, also known as states of change. And this is going to be combined with my opinion, like the things are necessary too, principles of accountability and emotional intelligence. The psychology of real change follows some steps. There are some studies that show you what do you have to do in order to change or achieve things, especially when you get something wrong. I'm going to be sharing with you the studies on the video, but we can say,
bro, wow, just gotta go like straight into like, you know, say more of the stuff I be talking about with changing pattern behavior. Oh, I love talking about this shit.
The steps include awareness, that is the recognition of the problem. This is really important and crucial, because this is the first step. Without this step, you cannot
directly again. Miss Dow, perfect example. She is not aware to the actual factors of what she is being genuinely criticized for, and therefore she cannot acknowledge what she needs to do to actually, one, have a genuine apology, and two, acknowledge the mistakes and not make them in the future. Might want to be aware of the things you did bad, hun.
I'll go to the next ones. This step requires self-awareness and is often triggered with feedback or people criticizing you. And when you deny or get defensive when you receive this type of comments, it's normally because you cannot acknowledge what you are doing wrong. And this blocks this statement completely. Acknowledgement, or naming it publicly. This is a crucial part when it comes to apologies. You don't say, I'm sorry if you feel hurtful. It's more about like, this is what I did. I am sorry for doing this. And I know why it was hurtful or harmful. And then you explain why. So people can see that you really understand what are you talking about. This activates the empathy on the person that is apologizing, and it activates the empathy on the other person. If she had just thought about the apology better and really get into some introspection, I wouldn't even be talking about this. Acceptance.
And that's what I'm saying, because her apology, again, was it the worst one ever? No. Was it good though? No. That's the thing. But again, if she maybe, like I was kind of saying, was spending more time on actually trying to get across and convey, like, you know, what she was apologizing for in the genuine criticism, because once more, did not label anything specific. Like, yeah, maybe it would have been easier for people to take in and acknowledge, okay, fine, Miss Tan, we see that you acknowledged your mistakes and moved on or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to repeat these jaunts. But that is not what happened. No, baby. Yeah. So here we are.
And responsibility. Due to a boy saying things like, people are so sensitive, or why are people so mad? Don't be that mad. Because that's when you are not putting that responsibility on yourself, you're putting responsibility on others. Acceptance and responsibility involves internalizing the impact, not just throwing it away. When a person is able to do something like this, it shows that it has a high emotional intelligence and accountability, commitment to change. This is a mix between intentions and plans. And this is the crucial step that can distinguish between a fake apology and a real apology. In this step includes a specific behavior changes. It's basically when you say, what are you doing now that has changed and is going to change and is constantly changing you from the thing that you did before. For example, she blamed a girl for looking older. So you could say something like, I see where my comments comes from an internalized misogyny because I'm insecure about appearance and I think women's appearance are too important in society. So
I say it all the time, at least in Trilly's interpretation. Trilly is a dumbass, I ain't gonna lie. Miss Sumaki speaks, she truly getting into it. Apparently she's a psychology student, so Hun's really cracking those books. But real talk, like, I stamp it in every time, I really do. Appearances, excellent, especially for the Huns. Listen, if you're well endowed, you got peas, you got personality. Trilly ain't mad, baby. Like, yo, shout out you, Hun. But it's always a bonus, because the most important thing, and if it's the color of my shirt, black, I don't give a fuck. I sure don't. Your personality gotta be there, baby, because at the end of the day, how far is looks going to take you? There's so many things and factors that go into looks, obviously, you know, saying beauty and how people look and things like that are subjective, but like, on a base level, when you're in like relationships and things as such like that, or even just in common discourse with friends or yada, like things like that, it really just matters who you are as a person. Truly. Because a face is a face. A body is a body. But what's behind that, John, in the mind and in the heart is what's really going to connect with heads. Facts! Facts, baby. I'm trying to tell you, right? Ooh, I love getting into these Johns. I'm trying to say. But yeah, especially like correlating this back to Ms. Tan, it's like, this would be the important Johns. Like, this is what heads want you to put out, but this is not what we're seeing.
I want every girl to look pretty, but I made a mistake. I was judgmental with someone. I did it wrong. This was wrong, because no one should blame any appearance of anyone just because they don't look like you want them to look. I see where my comments come from, and I see that this is wrong, so I'm gonna do something better for the future. And you should say, what are you doing better? Like, I'm trying to
acknowledging those things, acknowledging those mistakes, and looking on them so you cannot, like, you know, repeat those mistakes and or, you know, like do them again in the future. It's
read about how to take this off, like the idea of women should be always pretty, how to start accepting your body, and there are a lot of things that these things are just popping to my mind, like taking accountability, but it actually
Ding, 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 ding.
like when you really want to apologize, you need to take the steps, like the steps of real apologies and real change. So you really want to do something. But this is just like a mini example that is not even well done, because I will need time to make an apology. When one day I made a mistake and I do an apology, probably you're going to see it, okay? From a psychological standpoint, bullying often
Said, no, please don't cancel me.
comes from a deep insecurity. Individuals who may feel inadequate may attempt to elevate their own self-esteem by putting other people down. When they see someone as being worse than them, it kind of boosts their confidence for some period of time because they have a really fragile self-image. In this situation, for example, she said things like Gen Z is aging like crazy.
But do you guys notice that us Gen Zs are aging really, really, really fast? And look,
You know what? She can have this one, because, yo, Trilly is on Unk status. She can have this one. Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, yo, that's just a personal bias, and like, you know, Miss Maki's talking is saying like, yo, this is just something to obviously more or less quell her own insecurity of feeling like she herself may be aging fast, you know what I'm saying, or she's aging too fast, and like, oh my god, my skin's getting wrinkly, I'm not looking as beautiful as the other girly pot, like, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It don't matter. There is hag maxing Huns, if we're saying it. Oh my god, yo. Yeah, I remember watching that one vid. That joke was mad funny. But hag maxing Huns, you know what I'm saying, that are very beautiful, gorgeous, and all that type of beats. And they're not like, you know what I'm saying, what? Younger 20s, all this, that, and the third, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. Like, it just doesn't compute. But anyway.
way older than her actual age, like.
Which actually includes herself, or I think like she includes herself. However, she positioned herself as an authority, saying like, if you don't want to be aging that fast, you should blah 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 blah. And she came with this idea of posting about this because she saw a girl that was still in college that looked old.
I break that shit down immediately, bro. There's two things that every motherfucker, I don't care how big your goddamn ego is or how big fucking your narcissism is, whatever the fuck. There is two things that is guaranteed in every person's life, at least up until this point, and feel free to change my mind if you can somehow, at least with one of them, commit black fucking magic. And that is death and taxes, baby. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. These Jones is confirmed. It's like, yo, you can't tell. You can't tell us that they can. Yo, if you're aging so fast or whatever, you can't put that authority on the Johns. You can't tell me what's definitely gonna happen on the John, because again, how does Miss Tan know that some heads in Gen Z are gonna age super fast and are gonna age so like poorly and all this? She doesn't. Again, it's another thing to quell an insecurity. It's like,
so she bullied someone, put the person down, and then she put like, okay, we are Gen Z, I'm aging too, but not as much as her. So let me tell you what to do to not be like her. Terrible message. She subtly distanced herself from everyone, saying like, okay, you know what, everyone is aging fast, but not as much as me because I'm not aging that fast. This suggests an internal conflict, saying something like, I feel like I'm aging fast, but maybe not as fast as other people, so I feel better with myself. She made that comparison to look at other people that are doing worse.
this is why some heads get caught up in like, damn, and it sucks, but like with fucking Umichi, this is why some heads get caught up in like the ED Twitters and shit like that, because they feel as though like, yo, they can conform themselves in these communities or whatever the fuck, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm dealing with these issues, but there are also other people who are dealing with these traumatic issues as well that's worse than me, so hey, at least I'll be alright. And this is fuck, because in that case, obviously with ED Twitter and shit, with Umichi shit, bad as fuck, bad, do not need, why the fuck is that even a community on Twitter? Like, it's some bullshit, right? But I would also argue on the same shit. This is the John I be telling heads too, because let's keep it frank.
I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
Yoko Soy Dubs, if you, meaning not them, but if you, y'all watching audience, shout out y'all. If you are watching and you think that your life is at rock bottom, trust me. Trust me.
I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
It can go lower. It can go extremely lower. So trust, I can feel that argument. Like, duh, you do not want any traumatic things, especially really bad rhetoric and stuff like that, to be reinforced. But then I'd also agree you could use rhetoric like that to help try to improve, not like improve. Yeah, not improve. I don't know how to. Not improving shit, but like to give people rhetoric more or less that could think more, so they could think about themselves more in a positive light. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. Man, I love talking about shit like this, like the introspective, psychological, deep shit. Like, holy fuck.
And she masks this comparison by advising to the audience. She can maintain a social acceptable front while she reinforces her own self-worth. This is a classic example of downward social comparison. It's a common strategy where people compare themselves to others that are worse to protect and enhance their own self-esteem. Active change is basically behavior in action. Change must be consistent, not just I'm sorry and that's it. You should be consistent with the actions that you're
Facts. And that's more or less just a more thing of like actions speak louder than words. Like, of course, what you do on your day-to-day, you know what I'm saying, and how you go about handling yourself, and like, you know what I'm saying, again, your rhetoric and what you put out more or less is gonna speak to then what words you just spew out on some bullshit on an apology that's supposed to be like that genuine, and like, you know what I'm saying, what you actually do is going to be what it is, and what you say you're going to do is not gonna be shit, because again, what you actually do is
doing. From a psychological point of view, this stage requires habit formation, self-monitoring, and often social accountability. From public figures, this may be something like acknowledging what I did wrong, be open to dialogue with their audience, and yeah, kind of listen to people. So in my opinion, you cannot do a real change if you don't acknowledge the first steps. You cannot come here with this fifth step and say
100% agree.
Well, I did kind of sort of this, because the other steps are missing here. If you don't see what is wrong with your content, it's really hard to make a true apology because you're not seeing what is wrong.
This is so stamped in for Amelus and the Kims. This is so stamped in. Oh my god. And they got fried on this too, bro. They got really fried. Yo, you're gonna go out and criticize, like, you know what I'm saying, Hyoga and Teddy? You know what I mean? For like following half-naked girls online. It's specific for Hyoga with that, but again, that was not even the case. Debunked! That was Hyoga and Teddy's friend, which way more wholesome than Amelus, at the very least. I ain't gonna hold you. But then the content on your John, and the Bible studies thing, Amelus tried to pop out, yo, because Hyoga had the Bible studies highlight on his John. But if you know, since Kim supposedly got a centurion, Amy Blackguard, you know what I mean, she couldn't pay $2 to go look at his shit and realize, yeah, he was reading verses. But anyway, sidebarring that, it's like you're criticizing Hyoga of, like, you know what I'm saying, basically sexual John, he's putting out this. But then we look at your content, Miss Amelist, Mr. Akims, and what's suggested? Yo, Akim's in the John. Huh? Bro, never, bro. They need to hear that boy bad. If you can't acknowledge that, yo, man, you should not be talking when your content is very, very hypocritical on this. Yeah. Make sure that boy's gone.
Assessment and grow. No one is perfect, but going humility is key. Okay, so a true apology would go to all these steps in order. Real change starts with knowing, saying, and doing. So what's the difference between performative and authentic change? So performative change is really similar to an authentic change, but have some slight difference that you may be able to see if you want to compare someone, and you will understand why do you feel so bad with her apologies, because in my opinion, it's fake. But it's just my opinion. So
that's fair to say. I find it's fair to say. Again, it's better than Clara's in Law Sadiz. But I could definitely still see if someone were to say it's like not genuine or some John like that. I think it's a little bit more genuine than, again, theirs, but the best. He fucking hilarious.
An unreal apology goes with surface level, goes literally saying I'm sorry and not specifying anything, just on the surface. Goes with audience pleasing, often done to stop people from hating her, but not to acknowledge what she did wrong. It's self-serving. It's always centered on yourself. I didn't mean to, it wasn't that bad, this is not that wrong. It's everything centered of me as a person.
If you immediately say this is not that bad, like, bruh, like, I'm already disregarding your apology and or response, because then it's just like, yo, you're again trying to obfuscate off of this, John. Just direct, like, yo, I don't care, bro. Mr. Minecraft enchantment language, Mr. Only add 5 minutes to the video. I don't care. He was spitting during that time, though. But just like he said, do not attack the John. Do not attack the person. Attack the story. Attack the story. And again, that's not what Miss Tan did, because all the things that she got genuinely criticized for was not mentioned not one time. She did not specify on anything specifically.
but never in what type of harm did you did to others. That it should be the real apology, right? And of course, it has not followed through. It doesn't seem like a true change in the content. It just seemed like an apology and end of the story. Let's keep moving. The authentic change goes by something different. The typical traits are self-awareness, when a person shows the deep understanding of their own mistakes. Behavior evidence, like is when you really know what is wrong and what is going to be changing. Values driven, not by pressure of other people, by your own pressure of yourself. And if the person is open to feedback, that doesn't get defensive when you comment something, just kinda tries to understand. Performative change protects the ego of the person or their own self-image. On the other hand, authentic change protects others from your message. And this part is more personal because I am a really small content creator. I have received my first hate comments, which...
Yo, you gotta share love with Hun, come on. Miss Maki talking. You already know. Come on, baby. I'm like, oh, hold on. We gotta pull it up. 378. Oh, nah. Yo, yeah. Go share the love. It's time to sub up. Yo, we need to start pulling up. Everybody jump, bro. We have to go hit the sub button, bro. Come on. Stay stamped in. Let's do it.
It was a really amazing experience, not gonna lie. Really uncomfortable and weird experience.
Yeah, don't worry about those niggas. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I say this shit all the time. There's a difference between hate and genuine criticism, and the niggas that have nothing to genuinely criticize that I could sit there and be like, okay, like we're sitting here doing for Miss Tan, okay, is this something I should take into account for real? Like, okay, we need to do better on this tip or whatever. And especially with someone who is giving you genuine criticism, where are they coming from with it? Like, are they trying to make you a better content creator? Are they trying to help you improve as a person? Like, there's like, and then that's a whole nother deep dive, and there's nuances to that, because then there goes back into the concern trolling video with soy dubs, and are you concern trolling? Nah, like, even on that whole factor though. But yeah, with hater bull specifically, that's not trying to see you do better. They're just saying like, yo, fuck you, you're a bitch, you're ugly, you're this, that, and the third. Hey, yo, nigga, get the fuck off of my video. Get the fuck out. We don't fucking want your ass here. No echo chamber shit, but you have nothing to add, so why the fuck are you here? And that's the crazier part, is that some of these heads, and I be confronting the fucking G-boys with this shit all the time. You fucking G-boys. It's like, yo, you do not like a motherfucker's rhetoric. You don't like a nigga, but you come back and watch every fucking time. And you want to know why? Because motherfuckers are entertained and they just don't want to admit it. Listen. It's okay to have differing opinions and all that shit. Huh, look, truly the ego coming out, but I don't give a shit. Yeah, bro, it's okay to have differing opinions and shit. But nigga, that hating shit is weak. And again, you're hating from behind a fucking screen. So let's get real here. I mean, I am too, but nigga, keyboard warrior, let's get fucking for real.
Say that you don't get defensive when you know that you're doing something that is right. The comments that it can come to you come from a place. If you understand with emotional intelligence and being strong about your own opinions, when someone comes with an idea, you kind of check the idea. Even though it's harmful or hateful, you kind of see where it comes from and what's their point. Like, for example, they can criticize your content and your girl's persona. This is something that had happened to me because no one had criticized me for being a girl's girl or something like that, but it criticized directly to my background because I studied psychology. Some people can be kind of confused about why a person that is studying psychology is doing this type of videos. Yeah, I do get where they are coming from, but I do understand also that I have a background in something as all of you, so that's why you have an opinion. This is not...
I'm like, yeah, I don't understand why Hun couldn't cover these topics. I feel like it's very interesting, and obviously, y'all seen Trilly the Yapper. I literally said earlier, like, yo, I love these type of videos where you look at, like, the introspective mind of heads, and, like, you try to get down on the deep psychology of it. Like, why are these people acting like that? The patterns of behavior they get into, how that repeats itself, how it shows. I think Hun should make more videos on some of these teas, baby. Please, we need Hun at the tea parties, yo. She's cooking.
A hateful comment. This is not like something to hate anyone or to say that clinically this person is ill or something like that. This is more about me analyzing and giving my opinion about things. And I do have a background. I'm a psychology student, as well as I have my own background of my own personal experience of my own life and of the everything surrounding me as a person. I have my own background of things. I think if you have something to say that is different,
which is like funny enough, like to her saying that this is another thing. Like, yo, people's cultures, people's backgrounds, again, formulate their opinions, is gonna formulate like their entire life basically, and where they're gonna come from and how they're gonna how their perspectives, how broad one can be, but even second to that, like where they'll be coming from obviously when they have their opinions and things and such like that. And it is very interesting to see a lot of people's different backgrounds and their opinions on things, because it's different from yours. Yo, it's not the norm, it's something unique. I don't know, is Trilly the bull? Maybe I'm just the yapper bull. TrillTalksEverything. We already know. But yeah, I don't see why anybody would have a problem with Hun sharing her opinion. I mean, fuck. Doesn't everybody? Shit, I know I share mine and I don't give a fuck. My opinion is my own. Y'all opinion is y'all's. As long as we could talk about it cordially and amicably, we chillin'. Factual.
You should say it. So say it in the comments. Even though you disagree with the type of content that I'm doing, I think it's fine. Like, you can say in the comments or you can have your own opinion. I think it's important to talk about these topics from a more science perspective.
I 100% agree. Definitely.
Just for educational purposes and also for making people understand why they get so mad. When I was younger and I saw something that I was uncomfortable about, I get mad about things and I was really mad about them, like really mad, but I couldn't understand truly why I was getting so mad. And sometimes there are kind of some influences that some people are gaslighting you into saying like, it's not that bad, and you normalize things that maybe when you grow up you say like, that was wrong. So I'm trying to be the type of person that gives an opinion that is focused on why people are getting so mad, why do you feel this way, and yeah, with my whole background of things that I love as feminism, psychology, and my own experiences. You need to remember every time you make a mistake, you are not your thoughts. You don't need to get defensive if someone attacks something that you are doing, because you are not your thoughts and you are not your actions. You are something different than that, and your actions and your thoughts can change over time. You should just be
like that joke made me feel ethereal, bruh. That joke made me feel ethereal. And I literally said it earlier in the vid, the Joe Bart John. Your thoughts, the way you look at things, the way your perspectives will be and how broad it will change over time. And hopefully, at least for most heads, you know, especially when you get to big 25, your prefrontal cortex fully develops in a lot of these heads. Theirs really never did. Let me tell you. But anyway, off of that, like, yeah, you're going to become wiser. You're going to think different about things. You're probably going to feel, I would hope, unlike a certain...
I just want to ask you if you've always been shitting your pants.
I would hope you start feeling more sympathy, more empathy for heads, you know what I'm saying? I hope you just feel that in general because, I mean, Jesus Christ. Again, some of these heads are narcissistic ego bills. Yoko. Anyway, like, yeah, you would be able to, like, you know, feel more Johns. You've been through more life experiences. You would be able to see where people are coming from more because you've had your own experiences yourself. Like, these are the Johns, bro. Fuck! Yeah, I'm telling you again, I love talking about shit like this.
Honest with the audience, and you should be honest with yourself and with your friends and people if you don't have like a YouTube channel or something.
Keep your peoples close. Fuck, it's everything I be saying, bro. Everything. Ah, it's lovely. Keep your peoples close, especially the people that got your best interests at heart. Facts. That's your family, bro. And again, it don't matter by blood. When I say family, when I say love, whoever the fuck you think of first, your peoples, bro, those are the people with your best interests at heart. Those are the people where you got their best interests at heart. Best interests at heart. God damn it, Trilly can remember shit, as we know. But, like, seriously, keep your people close. Those are the people that's going to keep you grounded, keep you on a straight, narrow path. You're going to be good. Facts.
Like that, you should just be honest. People like that. So let me know, what do you think about
Be genuine.
this whole thing? Do you think the apologist was fake or not? Let me know in the comments.
Partially. I feel as though, like, again, the way it was executed, better than others. But how genuine it was, not as much as we would like it to be.
And for me, it was, but yeah, it's just my opinion. Like and subscribe for more content. I'm going to do another video in 1 week or something. So thank you for being here. Bye.
Oh, she made a video on Clara Dow. Interesting. Might have to check it out. But y'all already know, of course, shout out to Hun, Miss Maggie talking. Got to shed a love. That was the psychological truth behind Jazmine Dan's apology and Girls persona. Of course, if you guys would like to watch the OG video without the TrillTalk, we know TrillTalk's everything. Trilly repeats himself everything. Let me enjoy my slop, alright? Like, nah, I already know. We all love the sloppy slops together. We do enjoy them babies. But again, shout out to Hun, Miss Maki talking. But if we had to drop some final opinions and conjecture, I do again agree, especially with the Miss Maki talking, like on the factor of like, yeah, heads should again be allowed to share their opinion, bruh. And if you disagree with A. Jones, that's fair, because you're allowed to have your own opinions. But, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to put out hateful rhetoric and stuff like that, because that's the only thing that bars it for me. When your opinions and all that shit is hateful rhetoric and is, like, putting out Jones to diminish people and, like, you know know what I'm saying, hate on them and make them feel like not as good or whatever. Yo, that's bad optics, bro. That's bad energies, bad vibes. And that's not what we doing right here, baby. Nah, it's positive energies always. I know we get down. Factual. But seriously though, Miss 10, we could just hope that, again, like, she could just really be on a more genuine tip. Like, hun, you can be a girl's girl, but that does not mean you have to sit here and be a hypocrite and also hating on the bros. Don't gotta do it. You don't. But other than that, again, shout out, share the love with the hun, Miss Monkey Talking. Go sub up to her. You already know. Gotta run her numbers up. And we will be catching y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.